Hi friends, this is Ramna. Today I will show this demo how to load data when source does not have ID column but destination table have ID column with identity. So first I will show my source and destination data structures. So this is my student text document which contains names and the marks of the students. There are 8 records are there, but if you observe the data here, there is no ID. Only name and marks available related to students, but there is no ID column here. So similarly, if you go and observe the structure of the table, so it contains ID, name, and marks, but ID have seed and increment value. In my source document, there is no ID, but in destination table, we have ID column as well as seed and increment. So we need not insert the ID column specifically at the time of the insertion. So right now there only one record is there. If you run the package, so all 8 records that are shown in the text document will be inserted in this table, and total number of records will be 9 records. So those 8 records will be come under second, third, fourth, fifth like that. So first record is always will be this is the first record, and those records will come on after this first one. So I will show how to load. So here there are two exceptional cases you observe here. In source, we don't have any source doesn't have any ID column, and destination have ID with identity property. I'm creating new package. So first I'm dragging the data flow task. Double click to configure. Since my source document is text document, I am using flat file source. Double click, go to new, browse student is my document, columns, advanced. So I am changing the length of the name column. In destination I have 20. So I'm changing the length as 20, and data type of marks I'm changing it to 4 bytes and integer, and click OK. Okay. Now I am dragging script component. So by default, whenever you drag the script component, it will show with 3 options: source, destination, transformation. So I am using transformation in this case. So connecting with the flat file source, double click. Now I am go to inputs and output columns. Output column, add column. You want to change, you want to name your output column, that is ID I'm mentioning. Go to script and edit script. You need to write 3 lines of code. Yeah, the window is getting opened now. Now I am declaring here variable, int variable, int row is equal to 1, semicolon. Next, I will go directly to public this. So here I am writing 2 more line codes. First one is row dot ID. This ID we already created in script component output column. So is equal to row, and in second line row is equal to row plus 1. row is equal to row plus 1. Save the code, close the window, click OK. Now drag the destination, OLDB destination, double click, new, sample is my database, OK, select the table, go to mappings. So here you observe this ID earlier we don't have. At the time of this script component, we created an output column ID and it will map to destination column. Now, if you observe here, after this, even though we mapped everything, the column, it will throw error. So, it will, what type of error it is showing? Failure inserting into a read-only column ID. That means in destination column we have one ID there which is the primary key and identity property. So for that identity property, if you want to insert, you need not specifically mention the ID column again at the time of the insertion. That is how, that is the reason it is showing the error. At the time of the, even though we mapped the mapping, even though we mapped correctly, it will show error. That's the reason I'm getting ignore instead of mapping and click OK. Now the error is gone. Now I'm going to run the package. After running the package, all 8 records will dump into this table, followed 2 as ID. See here, from flat file source it is 8 records. It was in the, after creating ID, it will load it into the destination table. Now we will see how those 8 records will load it into the student table. See here, from 2 onwards, these rows, these records will be generated. Earlier we have only one record, first record, and in source document we have 8 records. By combining 8 records, it will altogether show 9 records in the table. So generating the second record is very important here. This is how you need to generate. So at the time of the mapping, you just ignore the ID column to map to avoid the error. Otherwise, it will show error. The data doesn't load. Alt, if your table does not have any identity or uh, any seed and increment value or identity property, you need not change it. You directly map with the ID column. Only because of your destination column as identity property, we are avoiding to map the ID column here. Otherwise, we can directly map ID so that it will insert all rows one by one. So at the time, what will happen? So we already have one record without having a identity property. The same first record is already there in the student table. So at the time of the insertion, how it will be inserted? Again, first record will inserted. So again, first record, and this will be 2 record. Total 9 records will be inserted, but first record will be duplicated. First ID one will be repeated. That is how you need to insert the data when your source document does not have ID, but destination have ID with identity property. So this is very crucial at the time of the loading of the package, because sometimes you have received the n number of files, text documents or CSV files without having any ID column. So at that time, first you have to load into staging table. After that, you have to load into the master table. But in this case, I am showing how you have to load when your destination column have with the identity property with seed and increment. Hope this video help to how to load the package when your source doesn't have ID, but your destination column have ID with identity property. Thanks for watching the video. Thank you very much.